Every food choice we make is based on our emotions. What? Right? All right, so, okay, hold on, stick with me here. A few months ago, I found myself always looking for food, always wanting a reason to snack, always looking for something. You know, I was never really hungry, but I just found myself in my pantry or munching on dry cereal or just munching for no reason. I would seriously look for a reason to eat. Have you ever been there? Anybody relate to me? I would try to think of a special occasion or a reason or a goal or make myself feel like I deserve this, right? So whether it be, something from the gas station or, oh, we haven't had ice cream in a long time. I can't think of anything to celebrate. Let's just go have it just because, right? Or going out to eat, oh, let's celebrate your 100 on your spelling test and go out to eat. And right? I would try to justify the things that I was eating for any reason. And it wasn't making any sense to me. I just did not understand why I was always in the cupboard, always looking for something to eat, finding myself just snacking and feeding me when I wasn't really hungry. And I could not understand what was going on. I would eat, snack on things, and then just continue to snack. And I was eating so much and yet not ever satisfied. I would never really feel full. Well, no, sometimes I would feel full. I wouldn't feel satisfied. So then I would go out and look for more food. And if that wasn't the case, then I would fill up on the junk food or just the crap, and then skip meals. Or I wouldn't eat a decent meal. I would eat just something, random, because that's what I was doing all day long, was just snacking, right? So as a result comes weight gain. But guys, all of this is tied to emotional eatings. And it brought me to the realization, at least for myself, that all of our food choices are based on emotions. So we eat, whether it be for taste. Why do we eat for taste? Well, because that food makes us happy, right? That's an emotion tied to that reason for eating that thing that tastes really good, whether it's healthy or a junk food thing. We're eating something for taste. We're eating for emotion, that feeling of taste, the feeling of happiness, right? So maybe your choices are based on health and you're eating for health. Well, that's also based on a feeling. It's the feeling of making us feel good, giving us energy, or making us feel lean, or whatever the case may be. Anything that we eat, any emotion that we eat, any reason that we eat takes away hunger, and hunger is a feeling. So anything we eat is obviously tied to an emotion. The emotion of taking away that hunger, the emotion being that feeling of hunger, right? Everything that we eat is based on an emotion. And it's not just the sad or I'm emotionally eating because I'm stressed. Sometimes it's also I'm emotionally eating because I'm happy. Like, hey, I'm really happy and I want to make this happy feeling 10 times more enjoyable by eating something, right? That can also be emotional eating. Or most commonly, definitely with me, bored eating. Bored being a feeling, and then I'm trying to either take away that feeling by eating or just fill that space of that feeling with eating. Bored eating. Please tell me that you can relate to me with bored eating. Yes? Okay. I've found that if I am not keeping my thoughts busy on something, if I'm not focused on something, whether it be work, a book, being in the moment with my family, something like that, then I let my thoughts go to food. And I will either make up reasons that I need to have food, whether that be like the special occasion, or I haven't had this in a long time, or the more I think about it, then I make myself hungry. All of this is related to the feeling. And so I challenge you, I want you to consider, to think about not only that old saying, think before you eat, make that healthy choice, make sure you are actually hungry and make sure that you're making the right choice or whatever. Right, yeah, that's key too. But I really encourage you to do something that I've been doing recently, in the last few months, which is, how do I feel? why am I eating this? Am I eating this because it's noon and that's when we eat? Am I eating this because I'm bored? Am I eating this because I feel like I deserve this? Right? Am I making up reasons in my head to fill the to replace the feeling, to pacify the feeling, to intensify the feeling that I'm having right now? Whether that be that happy feeling, like I talked about, like our society is so revolves around, rewarding ourselves or celebrating things all the time. My daughter will say, yeah, we did so this thing in school, and so we got an extra treat. Or, I did this and this, so I got to have the afternoon snack. So much of our society is revolving around rewarding ourselves with this food. And guys, I'm telling you that it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to follow that system. You can retrain your emotions to not have that unwanted negative tie to food, and rather than celebrating, intensifying your happy feeling with food, notice that and do that mental mind shift that you need to make the adjustments, right? So what I'm saying is my emotional block that I had with weight loss was that I wasn't making myself aware of how I was feeling, of why I was choosing to eat those things, whether it be bored or just mindless or stress or sad eating. Every emotion, everything we eat is tied to emotions. So make yourself aware of that and adjust as needed. So my challenge to you is, before you eat, just take a moment. Whether if you're a religious person and you pray before every meal, obviously that would be a great time to just do that self-assessment of how do I feel. Or if it's more of you find yourself really snacking a lot, before you, this is my problem, before I dig my hand into the dry cereal box, which I'm hopefully just going to get rid of, because that will be a solver right there. But also something, it could even be something healthy like peanuts and raisins. That's my little thing, like, oh, I just need a little something, right? So anytime I tell myself I just need a little something, I just do that self-assessment of like, what is it that I really need, and what feeling do I either have that I want to replace, or that I hope to get from that action of eating that food? And is that eating that food actually going to be the cure, or is it going to be the mask, or is it going to be the intensifier to whatever feeling it is I am feeling right now? So that's my challenge to you is before you eat, think. Yes, that old saying, before you eat, think. But I'm going to add a little nuance to it. How do you feel? How do you feel before you're eating? What is the reason, the purpose of you eating? What is your emotion at that time? And guys, maybe it's a safe one. Maybe it's, I'm eating this because I am hungry. And I'm eating this particular thing because it is good for me. Because it tastes good. Not because it's a treat. Not because I deserve it. Not because I haven't had it in a long time. Or here's another one that I do. Please tell me I'm not the only one that does this. Well, it's gonna go bad if I don't eat it. Or we have a lot of this in this fridge. Somebody better eat this. I better eat it, right? I'm so guilty of that too. And guys, what I'm saying is it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because that just screws with everything in your mind, and it either leads to more poor choices, or it just screws up with your whole system of eating, your whole thought process behind eating. So comment below. Please tell me if you've related to anything that I've said, because maybe I'm just some crazy lady that doesn't know what she's talking about, right? Just keep in mind that I'm always on my page just sharing my experiences, and maybe you can relate to them or not. Just because Nikki says it doesn't mean it's the truth, it's the only way, whatever, right? I'm here to just share my experiences, and I would love to know if I'm alone in this, if you can relate to this, if you find value in anything I share. So please give me some feedback and let me know. Let me know if you're gonna do that little tomorrow, all day before you eat something. You're just gonna stop and say, how do I feel right now? And sometimes it's not gonna make an impact on what you're eating, but just train yourself to make yourself aware to why you're eating. And I think that is going to solve a lot of questions about your health right now. All right, happy Thursday, guys.